Our next speaker is Maria Gaspar. Maria is an interdisciplinary artist whose work addresses issues of spatial justice to amplify, mobilize, and diverse structures of power through individual and collective gestures. Maria has received the Sor Juana Women of Achievement Award in Arts and Activism from the National Museum of Mexican Art and the Chamberlain Award for Social Practice from the Headland Center for the Arts. She is an assistant professor of the School of the Art Institute of Chicago, holds an MFA in Studio Arts from the University of Illinois at Chicago, and a BFA from Pratt Institute in Brooklyn, New York. Let's welcome Maria Gaspar to the stage.
That is a very tough act to follow. I tell stories. I'm a visual artist mostly, so I'm going to tell a story in 3 parts. Between 1980 and 1987, you could catch my mother on a local radio station at the Boys and Girls Club 2 blocks away from her house. Her sign-off included a very elegant "Buenas noches, yo soy Maria Gaspar," in a very sexy voice. It was very uncomfortable for me. I spent late evenings at the Boys and Girls Club, WCYC FM radio, next to the on-air sign, coloring in my coloring book, and listening to her voice, and the voice of community locutores do their thing. It was really lovely. At the same time, my mother pursued a short stint as a professional clown. So she says that she's the first Latina clown in Chicago. I'm not sure if that's true. But it was something that she loved to do. And so we spent a lot of time going to birthday parties in our neighborhood. Backyard parties were a big part of my landscape. Now the other part to this is that I was her mini clown sidekick, which at the time wasn't really the most exciting thing for me. In fact, I was actually really scared of performing. And so sometimes I would hide behind her leg, and she, in full clown makeup, and my clown mother would grab my arm and say, and basically what she was saying is, we're on stage, we're performing, let's go, vámonos. So I bring up those memories because they integrate something really special to me. Besides being brave, it was about learning how to do performance art, essentially. She taught me about what it meant to be a radio or sound artist. And most especially, she taught me about the courage to dream, to be wild, and to be absurd. Part 2. I continue to witness such bravery in the lives of the people I work with through my social practice artwork. From working in New York, Connecticut, or Mexico City, to working across communities in Chicago. Like at the county jail, where I've been running a project for 6 years, working with men inside of the detention center. Christopher is somebody I met while I was working there. We were producing audio recordings. He was doing some time at the county, and I learned that he had a background in radio. He was a radio DJ in the South for many years. I was so compelled watching him create different personas and characters and recording them. He's now out, and we met a few weeks ago, and we were sitting outside a beautiful garden of the recording studio to do some voiceovers for the project that they use next week called Radioactive. And he looked like himself. He was outside of the cages of detention. And he turned at me and he said, "Maria, the program that we did at the county allowed me to dream again." And that doesn't sound very profound when you say something like this, but it is. Because it made me think about what are the circumstances, situations, the systemic issues that create a situation where people don't feel that they can dream. What is creating a situation that almost dismisses our dreams? It brings me to the work of Audre Lorde, who I come to time and time again. She has this beautiful quote that she wrote in Sister Outsider, where she says, "Poetry is not a luxury. It is a vital necessity of our existence. Poetry is not only dream and vision, it is the skeleton architecture of our lives. It lays the foundation for a future of change, a bridge across our fears of what has never been before. Berkeley. I've spent the last 20 years trying to remind myself to be fearless and use my artistic projects as a place for radical imagination. I want to know that the work I make creates a place for dreaming and for wildness and for joy. Because amidst the racial, economic, and social injustice that we experience as people of color, as a woman of color, as first-generation artists, as undocumented artists, as one of the only POCs in a mostly white academic institution, the risk of wanting to be free, to dream, to be wild, can be really overwhelming. Because we are continuously having to resist the systems that attempt to terrorize our imaginations. And too many times we're told there is no space for us. There is space to work and to labor, but what does it look like when we want to thrive? What does that smell like? What does that feel like? Maybe it means clowning for your block, like my mother. Maybe loving on your neighborhood. Maybe that means breaking out into song and dance. Maybe it means resisting ice through creative actions. Maybe it means pausing and slowing down, self-love and self-care. Maybe it means not putting work or labor as the value of our existence, but rather love and imagination and voice as a way to carve out new spaces. So we can co-create some tripped out, funky-ass, radical, audacious bridges to get to where we need to go, as Audre Lorde might say. Yes, thank you. So I want you to imagine, really imagine, what does it take for you to thrive? Not survive, but thrive. That is the world I want to live in. One that lifts up the imagination, the beauty and creativity of our communities, of immigrant communities, of Black and brown people, so that we can ultimately dream, be wild, and absurd.